What if every time you explained yourself, you were actually losing power? Not just in arguments, not just at work. In every relationship, every conversation, every moment you felt the urge to justify who you are. There is a disturbing truth most people never realize. The moment you start explaining yourself, you've already surrendered. Over 2,500 years ago, Sun Tzu wrote something that changed the way the greatest strategists, leaders, and warriors understood power. He said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." Most people read that and think about battle. But Sun Tzu wasn't just talking about war. He was talking about you, your words, your need to be understood. In this video, we will uncover exactly why explaining yourself is one of the most dangerous habits you can have, and why the most powerful people in history almost never did it. Point 3 will make you rethink every argument you've had in the last year. Think about the last time you explained yourself. What triggered it? Someone doubted you. Someone questioned your decision. Someone looked at you the wrong way. And immediately, you felt the urge. Justify. Clarify. Make them understand. But here's what Sun Tzu understood that most people don't. The need to explain is rooted in fear. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of being judged. Fear that your actions alone aren't enough. And people sense that fear. When you rush to explain, you signal one thing. Their opinion matters more than your conviction. A general who explains every battlefield decision to his soldiers doesn't appear thoughtful. He appears uncertain. Sun Tzu believed that true strength is demonstrated, never announced. Your actions are your explanation. Nothing else is needed. Sun Tzu wrote, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night." Every time you explain your next move, your goals, your reasons, you hand your opponent a map. It doesn't matter if the person across from you is an enemy or a friend. Information is power, and once you give it away, you cannot take it back. Think about this. You share your business idea. Someone dismisses it before it exists. You explain your relationship decision. Suddenly, everyone has an opinion. You justify your ambition, and the people around you spend their energy convincing you to lower it. Silence protects you. Not because you're hiding something wrong, but because not every vision needs an audience before it's ready. The most dangerous person in any room is the one whose next move nobody can predict. This is the one that changes everything. The moment you give a reason, you open a debate. You say, "I can't come. I have work." They say, "Can't you reschedule?" You say, "I made this decision because..." They say, "But have you considered?" You say, "I don't want to." They say, "Why not?" Do you see what's happening? Your explanation becomes the starting point of an argument you didn't need to have. Sun Tzu understood that in war, every position you reveal becomes a target. The same is true in conversation. No is a complete sentence. "I've decided" is a complete answer. You do not owe anyone a debate about your own life. The strongest boundary you can set is a calm, quiet, unexplained decision. Here is an uncomfortable truth. When you explain yourself to someone who has already made up their mind about you, you are wasting your energy on a closed door. Sun Tzu wrote, "Know your enemy." And part of knowing people is understanding when a conversation has already ended before it began. Jealous people will never validate your success, no matter how you explain it. Insecure people will always find a flaw in your logic. People who want to control you will use your explanation as ammunition. Explaining yourself to the wrong person doesn't create understanding. It creates more material for them to use against you. Silence, in these moments, is not weakness. It is the most sophisticated strategy available. Look at history's greatest leaders and strategists. They didn't hold press conferences before every decision. They didn't seek approval before they moved. They acted, and they let the outcome make the argument for them. Sun Tzu's entire philosophy is built on this principle. Economy of words, economy of movement, maximum impact. Every word you speak costs you something: attention, energy, positioning. Spend those words wisely. When you stop explaining yourself, something remarkable happens. People stop questioning you. Not because they've suddenly agreed with everything you do, but because your certainty becomes undeniable. Confidence that requires no justification is the most magnetic force in any room. Today, in the age of social media, the pressure to explain yourself has never been greater. Every decision is public. Every choice is up for debate. Every success is questioned. And most people fall into the trap. They explain, justify, defend. They exhaust themselves trying to manage opinions that were never going to change anyway. Sun Tzu's wisdom cuts through all of it. You cannot control what people think. You can only control what you give them to work with. Give them less. Do more. So remember this, my friends. Explanation is not clarity. It is exposure. The person who needs no one's approval moves through the world differently. Lighter, faster, further. As Sun Tzu might say, the warrior who guards his silence guards his power. Your life is your strategy, and the greatest strategies are never fully revealed, not even at the end.